Hi everyone, my name is Danielle, and today I just want to talk to you guys about some things that I've got in my mind. So, I've recently been observing everything that's been happening around me. I was in China when coronavirus first broke out, and we were essentially in quarantine from the beginning of Jan. So, then we came back home to South Africa, and now the same thing lockdown. What I can say about this experience is that you can make the most of it for those who are fortunate enough to do so. Um, I think looking at what our challenges are, sometimes having too much time can be one of those. Kids, chores, some of us are working from home, some of us have family working from home, so it's a new balancing act. What has worked for us, though, thus far is trying to stay in a routine, making sure that if the work split fairly, and just trying to keep everyone happy, under the circumstances. My greatest challenge thus far has been like finding where my own happiness comes from. A lot of the time we go to the gym or we go to the library, read a book, take some time out, have some coffee with a friend. Now those options aren't available. So I'm going to share with you guys what I've been doing to come through the circumstances and not feel lonely or not feel overwhelmed by it all. So, one of the most important things I'd say is to create a time in the day where you have self reflection, especially now at the beginning of this pandemic. Beginning of the lockdown, you now have a chance to actually make time in your routine, sit with yourself, ask yourself questions about your own life, about who you are. What do I, where do I see myself in 5 years? Oh, okay, that's not where I want to be. This is not where I want to be right now. So, what am I going to do to change that? One of the other questions you can ask yourself is, what's my relationship like with other people? What's it like with my partner? Are there things that I need to change about myself to make the situation better? Identify key elements that you feel you need to work on. Try and choose one area and work on that area for these next few weeks. So you could actually decide, okay, I need to improve on this part of my life where this I need to learn a new language. I want to be able to read a book a week or whatever it may be. That's your personal challenge. You may feel like you moan too much and you want to moan less. Write it down. Write down what it is about yourself that you want to work on, and then put an action plan in place. Make sure that you use every day to do one thing that's going to make your situation better for yourself. Change that one thing and use your resources. There are many free online courses for everything, whether it be anger management, whether it be organizing your cupboards, whether it be becoming more organized holistically. Um, there's an app for everything, and a lot of the time it's free. So go out there, take a look, and see what it is, that you want to do. Look for the free online courses and do a little bit each day. The other thing that you can do is to practice. You could decide you're going to practice meditation. You could practice patience. You could practice telling yourself one positive thing in the mirror every day. You could do something for yourself during this time and just enjoy it. Enjoy that time that you're making for yourself every day during this lockdown, and make yourself feel better. You are working on yourself. And the other thing is to stop preaching. Many times we preach to our kids, we preach to our peers, or in church, or wherever it is that you are, and you tell yourself, listen, and others, listen, this is how things are supposed to be done. But you're not doing it at home. Now is your time to start putting what you say in practice. Don't just sit. If it's your finances and you want to become more financially free or more financially fluid, put plans in place. Use these webinars out there. Use all the resources you can during this time and make a better life for yourself. Because if each individual makes a better life for themselves and tries to become a better person, because essentially what you're doing is you're making yourself happier, you're making yourself better, the world can slowly but surely start recovering from all the harm that's being done. Just in conclusion, this is a journey that you don't have to do by yourself. You could literally decide you're gonna rope your family in, your kids in. You guys can have family goals. This is your opportunity to show them how big changes can be made in a time that can be scary, in a time that can be uncertain. The one thing that you have control over is building yourself. The one thing that you have control over is self-development. Yeah, so I just hope that we can have another chat again, and that you guys take the time to think about what I've said, and don't worry about depression. If you are depressed, a time like this can make you feel worse, but try and take steps and create strategies for yourself to stay afloat, to stay positive, and to become a shoulder to lean on instead of always leaning on. Now's your time, guys. Make use of it. Make use of this lockdown.